What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the EU4 Spanish succession scenario, AI only battle. Things getting pretty interesting. We got France in a bit of a conundrum at the moment. We got a Portuguese revolution pretty much on the cards, maybe even guaranteed at this point. I don't know if Portuguese Brazil or someone might come and save them, but at the moment they're in big trouble. And we've got the Ottomans crushing Persia, and I'm sure there's plenty of other things going on, plenty of other things around the world going on, and oh man, that is so looking not good. I mean, to be fair, credit to France for 6 war score. I thought that was Russia for a second, but Aachen has joined on their side. That would, Russia would have obviously swung the balance a bit, but that is not Russia, so not so vital. Remaining top 8 has stayed the same, and Qing actually embraced another institution. I feel like some of the countries will start to fly through them. They were given a bit of a handicap at the start, but you can see Qing now solidly above the Ottomans by about 60 points in third place. Now, this one's the one you use, so 30 points in third. France could be in trouble too, and the Ottomans did peace out with Persia there. Doesn't look all round like too much happened. Looks like Mushasha lost a little bit of land, maybe a couple of provinces up this way changing hands, but yeah, obviously EU4, you don't get that big change. It's not like Hearts of Iron where it's just game over. And Persia is actually now guaranteed by Russia, so that is a bit of a change. Russia is really trying to influence the world around them. They're protecting the Commonwealth and Persia, which obviously you'd think maybe those would be nations they were looking to go after, but at the same time, if you keep them around and they can potentially help against the Ottomans, and you're just sort of slowing down progress for the Europeans. And we did get a revolution in Sweden. I don't know when this happened. Revolutionary Sweden is here. Haven't seen that before. They're allied to England and Prussia. That is pretty cool. I don't think I've seen that before. Yeah, that's awesome. There you go. The name doesn't always change, right? I don't think every nation that has a revolution becomes revolutionary. I might be wrong, but we'll see what happens to Portugal. This could have some big impacts. I mean, I don't know if it would lead. Obviously, bear in mind Portugal is like the most likely country to lose its colonies. I'm guessing, just because they're allied to Spain, so they're fairly safe. But you could see Portuguese Brazil being stronger than Portugal at some point in the future, right? It's not unrealistic. Whereas England and France and Spain in EU4 at least, a bit more unlikely to happen. France's might get released as some result of this war. You can see the Papal State with all of French Louisiana here. I mean, that could change hands, you never know. Obviously, England is now helping out too. Could get pretty rough for the French, but I don't know when Portugal actually sort of died. Like, does this end? Is there like a ticking timer till when they have a revolution, or they're just fully occupied? I don't know if the rebels will meet their demands, or do they have to go to Brazil? I don't really know, but there you go. Obviously, there's a lot of Portuguese provinces around Africa as well. French noble rebels have now risen up to make the problem even worse, and France is going to battle them with some success, but they will now be weaker if they're to fight the other ones. Yeah, that's pretty rough, and Austria is already arriving in French provinces. Bavaria must have been separate peace. Yes, they got to keep their alliance with France, but they got separate peace. There's plenty of noble rebels here actually for France. That's not looking good. This is a pretty huge event, all things considered. Japan is struggling with noble rebels too. They're not the only ones, and quite a few peasants as well. Yeah, wow, Japan in a bit of trouble now. Interesting. Wonder if Qing's going to break up at some point. Probably not. See how them and Russia get on. Both of them with I think it says everyone's troops are down, right? Unless they're in a war, or am I? Yeah, I think everyone has their army maintenance off apart from when they're in the war. So I wouldn't be too concerned about seeing that from both of them. Oh, and Crimea has been annexed by the Ottomans. There you go. They were a vassal, of course. It wasn't a war or anything, too brutal. It was a vassalization. Still have plenty to go. Moldavia, Ragusa, Wallachia, so they'll be grabbing a lot more territory in this region at some point. Algiers as well in North Africa. They're actually annexing some of these. They're annexing Algiers and Tunis at the moment, so not particularly the order that would reduce Bordeaux, right? They're going for the middle, not going for Tripoli first, if they even have Tripoli. They do. Yeah, they're obviously not concerned about Bordeaux for us. Portugal has dealt with their revolution, and yeah, there you go. So they are not revolutionary, but they did become a grand princedom, and they will have elections now every 9 years. So there you go. Portugal is changed its own government structure. They've got a 655. I assume he'll be replaced by a terrible leader, but that's impressive. And it looks like there is an independence war or something in Portugal. Where'd it go? Rio de Prata and Brazil up against Portugal, Kilwa, Matapa, and Portuguese Australia. So there we go. We might see Brazil and a smaller nation here, Rio de Prata. I don't know what they would become if they got independent. I assume Portuguese Brazil would just be Brazil. No idea what these guys would become. But yeah, this could go their way. I think they need 50 war score. I don't know how they get that, but that will be difficult. Portuguese Australia, though, is loyal. They're sticking with Portugal. So there you go. Very different Australia in this world. Obviously, the UK not here first. Portugal is instead. Whoa. Pretty cool. Pretty amazing rivers when you really think about it. Very, very underrated thing. I think. Look how cool they look. Just come and connect into the lakes, to the seas. That's pretty awesome. It's cool that you get to see them, because obviously you can't see the rest of them on the map unless I go like this. Oh, it's pretty cool. Look at the Nile. Obviously huge river. Quite a few in here. Can't really see the rivers in Europe. How close are they? Whoa. See from the UK. Do they have their names? No. River Thames. Never tell which one's the River Severn. Is that this one? I don't know. It's like the biggest river in the UK. I feel like it might be more north. I don't know. Pretty cool all around. Yeah. Nice. Oh, and it's snowing. Any snow in England? Yep. Cool. Oh. Right, let's go back to the normal menu. Or map mode. Easier to see what's going on. Was that pirates? Yeah, there is some pirates just sailing around. Awesome. Cool. Not Pirates of the Caribbean, but Pirates of the Mediterranean. Kievian separatists in the Commonwealth. I just want to see what revolutionary Sweden get up to. That's pretty interesting. I mean, obviously we could get a revolutionary France at some point as well. Potential for it to happen. Get Napoleon. That would really spice things up. Oh, and yeah, not great at the moment for Persia. It looks like Russia was protecting them a little bit, but you know, that was a bit of a half-hearted. Oh no, they are still protecting them. What? Please tell me Persia didn't declare this war. No, the Mughals attacked Persia and it brought in everyone, but Russia was not willing to defend them. I think it might have been because the Mughals attacked someone else, and then no, Persia has all those vassals. I don't know. Yeah, Russia obviously choosing not to act on that declaration just yet, and yeah, the Mughals will obviously eat up a bit of Persia's land here on the eastern border as Persia continued to shrink away. Now they weren't on the Great Powers list, so they can't really fall off it, but they would have been one. I was saying, I think last episode there were some nations I was saying who, if there was potential candidates to get on there, and I said like Sweden's probably the only one, and that seems pretty unlikely anyway. But yeah, Persia probably should have been in that conversation as well as like the two nations that might sneak on there, and I don't know if Japan can get on there, but yeah, Persia probably deserved to be. Probably not too far off England and France, but obviously they're going to be falling away quite drastically. Sorry, England and Austria, not England and France. It's like France got a peace deal. It's like nothing too bad happened. They didn't lose much. I don't think they lost. Can't really tell if they lost any provinces or anything, but it didn't seem too bad. But it was a defeat regardless, which is obviously not ideal. Ottomans dealing with some rebels in Moldavia. We'll see how soon they annex Tunis and Algiers, which will be useful for them. Oh, Algiers is huge. I thought it was just this bit. I didn't see this bit. Oh, that's going to give them a border with Spain. That could raise some tensions across the Mediterranean. Exciting times there. Right, how is Portugal's independence? It is going in the favour of Rio de Prata, and oh my goodness, that war is massive. Okay, the other one. It is going in the Portuguese colonies' favour. We might see an independent Brazil. But what on earth has happened here? Russia and Austria versus the Ottomans and friends. This is big. Who is in it? It is Russia, Imereti and Austria up against the Ottomans, Moldavia, Ragusa, Wallachia, Algiers, Tripoli, Tunis, Dongola, and Hobyo. So yeah, this is big. I don't know who's going to come out on top. It's hard to really adjust it. I mean, we can do a straight up big boys comparison. So the Ottomans do have the strongest, but Russia's just behind them. And if you throw in Austria's 48,000, the question is, are Austria sort of is Austria on their own stronger than all the Ottoman vassals? And the answer is probably no. So I could see this going in the Ottomans' favour. But we'll find out, of course. This rages on. But yeah, we're going to... Portugal, they are struggling right now. That is not what you want to be in. They're in a rough spot. Although, okay, maybe our dreams are... Oh no, Brazil's got 25 stack. They can win this. They can save their team. This is good. I'd love to see Brazil get their independence and see what that means for the world. And it, might upset some of these other colonies into independence too. Should make this a very interesting scenario if we start seeing lots of, independent actions in the New World. That'd be awesome. But yeah, let's focus on this one. Okay, so here is total military, by the way, is what it's organised. Netherlands higher than expected. You've still got the top 8 in terms of great powers as the top 8 in military strength, but just off that, you've got the Netherlands, not that far behind England. Commonwealth, New Spain is actually right up there, which isn't a surprise. They're massive. Portugal, Revolutionary Sweden, and Towngu all up there. I feel like they'd have more than 30k at this point in the game. If you played a normal game, everyone has a lot more than that, but there you go. That's the way it is, I guess. Starting with a scenario, it's more balanced out, I guess, initially, as to how it historically was. But lots going on. I don't even know how to measure this war. Like, how do you even gauge it? It's such a big border, but the Ottomans made some progress here. I don't know where Russia has arrived. Oh, there is some Mamluk separatists, and could get rough for the Ottomans. They'd have to manage a very big empire. It can all go horribly wrong very quickly if they take their foot off the gas. I don't know what idea groups they've been gifted in this game, by the way. Humanist, trade, offensive, admin, quantity, influence. So they haven't done humanist. So that's the one that sort of reduces the risk of a breakup of the Ottomans. So there is still a chance, but it seems unlikely. Russia's all the way back here. I don't know if they're recovering, or I think they might just be arriving from the east for the first time, and a lot of troops being trained. So yeah, this war's not really started. The Ottomans just had a bit of a head start into it. I wouldn't say that they were particularly prepared. Russia did declare this, so they should be expecting to win. We'll see what happens. Austria struggling already, though. Not a good sign, although some progress being made in Moldavia is alright, I guess. Spain in another war with the Iroquois this time. They are just not stopping. And yeah, they're trying to cut off the 13 colonies here. France has already cut off the east coast of the US. They've connected all the way from the north to the south here. Very impressive. I want to see, will this happen? Portuguese, Brazil. Oh no, please tell me they're not down to 0 war score. That'd be so sad. I want to see them get free. 12 war score. Yeah, they're going to need more than that to get their independence, I believe. The Mughals still having some pretty major success here against Persia. It's hard to see because they're green colour on green, but yeah, Mughals with plenty of occupation here. I'm probably going to get a big victory and a big blow for Persia. Great for the Mughals, who have not yet had to deal with Qing either, which might be a future threat for them. Qing is allied with Tonkin and nobody else, I think. Where are Tonkin? I have no idea. They're in here somewhere, I thought. Maybe not. They're one of these guys? No idea. They must be somewhere. But who knows where. Okay, yeah, it's looking good for the Ottomans. So, okay, now I feel like it is going in their way. Look at what they've done to Austria. A little bit of success towards Russia as well. Not so good for those guys. Pretty good for everyone else. Although the Mamlukian separatists are making some progress. I'm sure the Ottomans are aware of this. They can't let them get too big. That would be a bit of a mess if you just accidentally, let them slip. That would not be an ideal scenario for you at all. France is now at war with the Iroquois and England. Well, the 13 colonies have done it as well. Everyone racing to grab as much of that as they can while it is available and on the table, I guess. Everyone just going after them. It's pretty harsh, but it's just... Yep, there you go. That is what it is in this game, I guess. 13 colonies joining as well. You got France. We're going to see this probably torn apart. There probably won't be an Iroquois left after this. I don't know how much war score you need to actually get into this. I feel bad because I think they were allied to England at one point. Yeah, you only need 150% war score. So between the three of them, they should divide this up pretty quickly. Pretty aggressive moves. from the three European powers. Portuguese, Brazil, not looking great just yet, for them anyway. There's a world where sadly Rio de Prata might get their independence and not Brazil. I don't know how that would work out, but I can't quite remember how it works, but could not quite be ideal. Portugal is stronger now. Recovered from their revolutionary times a little bit, but yeah, they're not dealing with anything if they're stood here. Scotland is still a while away from being integrated. I think it's probably another 15 years, unless it's considered to came into existence before the start date, which I'm not sure how that's exactly accounted for. The Mughals now is 71%, the Ottomans with a 15 war score, although Moldavia has been annexed and Russia has now cleared out the problem. So if Russia can start to have some success, that might save Austria a little bit, buy them some time, and that would change things. And yeah, the Mughals taking a big chunk out of Persia. Look what it's done to the names. All of this territory going their way. Sort of the border was like here, I think, before. So that's pretty brutal. A big victory for the Mughals. It's done an awful job with their font now, but that's a huge gain for them. And a big loss for Persia. And it actually puts the Mughals right up with the embracing of the institutions all the way into second place. They are now the second greatest power in the world, adjusted to, I guess, technology. Spain still leading the way, then it's the Mughals. Qing is catching quickly, embracing a lot of the institutions too, up into third. They will probably shoot into second fairly soon. France is fourth, and that is as high as they're going to get, I think. The Ottomans and Russia will overtake them at some point if they embrace institutions. I'm surprised that the Mughals, and Qing, have got institutions before Russia and the Ottomans. See those guys nearer to Europe, but there you go. And then England and Austria not growing particularly quickly in 7th and 8th. Right, now it looks not so bad for Russia. Now they've turned that around. And the Iroquois is starting to shrink a little bit here with more French territory already noticeable. But that will be it for this episode. So as always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.